Hey guys, John Murray with the John Murray Real Estate Group of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. And I'm here with Heather Fugate, a buyer's agent and listing partner on my team, who also happens to be my sister. Heather's been with us for a little while now, and this video is to kind of introduce you to Heather if you're looking at getting a realtor and what Heather brings to the table for representing people that's a buyer or a seller. So Heather, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
I'm Heather Fugate, and John is my brother, my little brother, who he used to like to bite people, just so we'll let everyone know that.
I still do.
Okay.
It's just frowned upon now.
As long as it's not me, because it was usually me. Anyway, I am originally from Englewood, like John, and I moved to Lewisburg when I was a senior. John was in junior high. Got married, moved to Eaton, had a son. My son is now a grown man in college. He is the salutatorian of his class. And
his high school class.
His high school class. And so he is at Wright State. And he got a full ride to college, and he is taking electrical engineering. So he is taking after me because I'm an electrician. I'm a state certified licensed electrician. Also a state certified real estate agent as well. So I just recently got married and moved back to Lewisburg.
You were living in Arcanum before that.
Yes, I moved to Darke County, was living in Arcanum, met my husband, got married, and then we bought a farm in Lewisburg with 8 acres. So we're planning to have some cattle maybe at some point, or a goat or two or something. I don't know.
We'll see how it plays out. But,
we'll see.
But so you basically hold 2 professional licensures with the state, which I think you outrank everybody on the team with professional licenses.
Well, I also have a state fire alarm license as well. So.
That's kind of the same thing. But with the electrical work, is that something you're still doing? Now, I know the answer to this, but it's an interview. Is that something you're still doing, or are you doing electrical work on the side, or doing real estate on the side, or what are you doing with that?
I do have my own business, and I do electrical work on the side. I have a gentleman that works for me. So I'm not some huge contractor, but I definitely can get real estate electrical work done. That's primarily what I use my license for, doing small stuff.
Most of the work is done by your employee.
Yes.
So you can focus on doing real estate, and you just do the really difficult things, or advise, or pull permits, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So what was the main reason that you wanted to get in real estate? Because y'all already have a professional career, so to speak, doing the electrical work. What made you want to get in to do real estate?
Well, with you being in real estate was kind of seemed exciting. I'm getting a little older, and I'm not enjoying so much crawling through crawl spaces and attics and being dirty all the time and sore. So I kind of transitioned a little bit with my son going to college, having a little bit of that empty nest. I thought this would be a nice career. So I started being your assistant. Hopefully I did a good job at that before I transitioned into being a full-time real estate agent.
And this is something I just thought of that makes me laugh. It'll probably make you laugh too. When I was young, I don't even know how I'm terrible with timelines, but when I was very young, Heather got her electrical license and was running her own business and doing a lot of new construction stuff that our brother Darren would build houses, and Heather would do the wiring and I was the guy that had to crawl through the crawl spaces and attics when you early in your electrical company's career. I'm the guy that had to do all that.
But you were a quick learner. I would show you something and you would have it immediately. Automatically, you would get it. I'd show you once and you were on it.
The stuff you showed me was pretty easy. You were doing all the complicated panel box stuff. I was the monkey in the crawl space pulling wire and stapling it up.
Well, then my son became that person, and now he's in college, so now I've retired.
I'm above this. I'm going to be the guy that's sketching it all in the computer there. But the one really nice thing, with Heather, such as myself, because one thing that people loved about me was all of my knowledge of construction, and I have way more knowledge of electrical things than most people, but nothing close to what Heather does. And everything that I learned about electric was from her. But when you're a buyer looking at houses, or even a seller that's listing a house, having someone that knows what they're looking at is a huge thing. Be like, hey, that's wired incorrectly, or this is going to burn your house down. So it's kind of like a home inspector for electrical when they come in there, and and other things too, because when you're around the job site, you pick up other things. And there's been a couple, I know for me, before Heather was in real estate, actually even with Heather still being in real estate, I'll have a thing for one of my sellers where the home inspector will say, oh yeah, this is not to code or whatever, and Heather will say, what code is that? Because that is not a code. This home inspector is full of crap. He's just trying to make himself look good, and
or he simply just doesn't know and is just covering himself.
Yeah. So what do you like about real estate more than doing the electrical work? And really, correct me if I'm wrong, really the electrical work you really don't even want to do anymore, other than to keep your one employee busy for stuff like that. But real estate's something that you've really taken off. I mean, we don't, the Dayton Board of Realtors does not like us about a lot of things, but you probably would get Rookie of the Year for all of the Dayton Board of Realtors for the work you did if they didn't hate me so much. You're not going to get awards. They don't like me because I wear a hat. I'm not that professional.
That was mentioned in my real estate class. That was mentioned about
they actually,
you with the hat.
They actually bashed me in the real estate class.
Oh, that's the guy with the hat.
Yeah, that sells more houses than everybody.
Boom.
But you've got in it, and you've really just like a fish to water with this, just really taken off. Maybe it runs in the family, but what do you really like about it?
Being an electrician, it is rewarding to see from start to finish. You can turn the lights on. Wow, that looks nice. But I don't think people recognize the work you do that is involved in being an electrician. And it is my calling. I am an electrician and I am good at it. But I don't love it. I don't love what surrounds it, being dirty, just the negativity from people at times. Real estate, I get to make a difference in somebody's life. First-time home buyer, an investor, a retired couple selling their house, downsizing. I have watched people and become part of people's lives, and it matters. I mean, even if it's for that short period of time, that 30 days while they're in their loan, I am their go-to person. I answer that phone when they call me because I full well know how that is to be stressed out and have someone not answer their phone and not know what the answer is to that question, and you're just freaking out. I'm very transparent. If I know the answer, I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to find the answer for you. And I see the relief, and you can put out a lot of fires just by answering questions or just by answering the phone.
Yeah. And
so it's very important to me to help people, and I like to see people happy, and I really haven't had too many people that aren't happy with my work. I really feel good about that.
Yeah.
It's not negativity like you deal with in factories and so forth. It's a good feeling.
It's a stressful job.
It's very stressful, but it's a different type of stress.
Yeah, and when you're taking on other people's stress and helping them deal with their problems, and we take it on our shoulders and help them out. And when we're done, the customer is almost like a family member, because a lot of times problems happen and we handle those problems and we stick with them, and you're excellent at doing that.
I think because I care about people.
And that's
I think that's
we care.
Yeah, your heart kind of goes out, and sometimes that's a negative thing, but for me it's been positive so far.
Yeah.
Just help people.
Yeah, and that's the best reason to do it, and that's one of the goals that we have. We don't track how much money we make or our volume. We track how many people we help, because the more people we help, the more referrals that we get. And these videos are something that we're just now starting to do, because all of our business is just word of mouth. Repeat business, referrals is how we get most of our stuff. So these videos are for, people to kind of meet when someone refers, like, oh, that's Heather. Okay, yeah, I know. So they feel like they know you.
You are, yes.
So you're living in Lewisburg now. What areas do you service, and what areas do you know really well? Obviously, you lived in Inglewood. You graduated from Northmont, so you knew Northmont well. You know Lewisburg. You know Arcanum because you've lived in those towns. So everybody knows you know those. What other areas would you say you are very well versed in?
I'm obviously comfortable in Western Montgomery County. City of Dayton, I seem to do a lot in the city of Dayton last year. Preble County, Darke County, Miami County. I lived in Eaton. I've lived in Camden. I've got a lot of connections in Miami County, lived in Darke County. So that's kind of my base, is in those areas.
Yeah. And Western Montgomery County, for maybe someone that doesn't know, will be Brookville, Inglewood, Union, Clayton, Vandalia,
Trotwood, Jefferson Township,
Germantown, Farmersville, New Lebanon.
Yes.
Did you? I don't know if you said West Alexandria. Of course,
West
that's in Preble County. So and that was one of the things, with me originally being from Preble County. Well, originally being from Montgomery County, then Preble for most of my adult childhood. I have a lot of connections, and Heather really helps me because now if I have to drive out, to New Paris, it's an hour drive.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 10-minute drive or a 5-minute drive for Heather. So Heather helps me out a lot with that stuff. And everybody just loves Heather to death because she cares. And that makes a big difference to people. And Heather's going to be a rock star at this, and whether she knows she's going to be or not. So,
well, at least, people appreciate what you do in this business for the most part. Not everyone, but it makes a difference to you when you go home at night and you've worked that 15-hour day and you're just phone call after phone call after phone call. But at the end of the day, you see that person get those keys and they've got their family, and they're just, it almost brings tears to your eyes. It's so exciting for them.
To hand the keys over, back closing. You're kind of getting.
It kind of does. Just thinking about it. I know it's ridiculous.
I will not well up.
Yes.
I've been doing it way too long. It is still exciting.
He's got his scar tissue.
But it is an exciting thing. So anything you want to add before we sign off on here? Because I feel like we're kind of running, to the point of people are going to be like, okay, we don't need a 20-minute video. So anything else you need to add?
I just want to thank all the people who have worked with me and will continue to work with me, and I hope to work with you guys in the future.
And this is my big sister, Heather Fugate, her little brother.
Who I used to change his diapers.
And she still does.
No, that will not happen. Not again.
Well, I may have to change
I've been traumatized
diapers.
Enough.
You're older than me, so I'm going to change
now
your
I'm
diapers.
too old. Gotcha. Okay.
But Heather's phone number and email address will be listed down below, and mine will be listed down below too if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.